live. Let's people in for a minute.
Yo, I've tried 1,000 tries, and maybe other guys, I'll never compromise. And now I realize there may be other guys, I'll never compromise. I've tried 1,000 tries, and now I realize.
Go.
I've tried 1,000 tries, and maybe other guys, I'll never compromise. And now I realize there may be other guys, I'll never compromise. I've tried 1,000 tries, and now I realize.
Hey, we got people coming in. Welcome to the early.
Hey, welcome, first time chatter. Seaglass, I think DJ Seaglass is E-Town and Nickie's friend. Hello.
Welcome, DJ Seaglass.
Yeah, I think Grace told me about DJ Seaglass and her partner, Thomas, right? There you go. There is Thomas.
Speaking of, yes. Welcome, Thomas Booker.
I've tried 1,000 tries, and there may be other guys, I'll never compromise. And now I realize there may be other guys, I'll never compromise. I've tried 1,000 tries.
DJ Elms, welcome in, DJ Elms. Lawless Child, hello.
And there may be other guys, I'll never compromise. And now I realize there may be other guys, there may be other guys, there may be other guys, I'll never compromise. There may be
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Guys Next Door. So we got a lot of new chatters, new viewers. Hello, everybody. We are the Guys Next Door. How are you? Today is episode 8, and I'm really happy we made it this far. There are a lot of things that we learned throughout this process. I know Gus, Pat, DJ Pat, and I said after the first probably a couple episodes, said this is fucking hard. What did we get up into? But we're glad we did it because it's hard, it's fun, all the prep. It's all worth it, right? So last week we talked about family streaming together. So we got father and daughter guest on the Salem Halloween Girls and Big Daddy. Tonight we have partners, couples streaming on Twitch. So excited about it. I'm so excited to introduce the couple we have in the backstage. We're gonna let them in later on as we get to the first segment of the show. So let's do this, guys. Episode 8, The Guys Next Door, where talk is cheap and laughs are priceless. Hello, guys. So
Hey,
how are
guys.
you? How's the week? Gus, sound decision. For me, it's been really struggle to get back to work after the holidays. I don't know if some of you felt the same way. It's like I feel like dragging myself, between that long vacation between Christmas and New Year and going back. Whew, it's so hard. So getting there, especially today, it's a Monday. So, but the good thing is after the holidays, I still have all my kids, one in college. They finally watched an episode last week of us on this show. And oh boy, on that Sunday family dinner, I had an earful, like feedback, Can you imagine, Pat? They told me I sound like what is it, customer service. Do I sound like I'm selling fucking something on the show? So I said, Dad, you sound like customer service.
We can try.
Do you think about that?
We can put on some customer service music, and then you can talk, and then we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because of how there's a lot of BPO customer service in the Philippines, and I have an accent, I get that, but I don't know. There you go. Please press 2 if you want to talk to somebody. Plus 4. But I don't know. That's what they told me. But good feedback. Hopefully, I'm gonna be better when they watch me today. How about you guys, Pat? How's the weekend?
Uh, Pretty good. Like you said, it was tough to get back into to the the string of things over that week. You just felt tired the whole week. But something positive came out of it. We just launched our Spotify channel or whatever you
Wow.
call it.
Yeah.
So
Which one?
our first
Uh,
episode is up on
oh,
Spotify. So just search TGND or the guys next door. TGND would be the fastest way, and you'll get to our first episode. If you missed that, that is the pilot. That is the very first episode, and it's on Spotify. And
that's
we're
probably
looking.
where I sound like a customer service. I'll be honest,
I don't know what
because
they watch,
that
but
that, that was painful. The first one.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
you know what? I re-listened to it, and I did edit it. I took out the first part because there was some copyright stuff
Mm.
and a lot of technical stuff that wasn't going right. But then as we got along over the second hour of it, we I felt like we did good for a first time. So that's launch.
Yeah.
Watch that. Watch out for that. Spotify. We'll post that on the chat later on. Uh, we'll try to upload every week, and then you can catch up. And yeah, over the weekend too, Gus and I had our first gig of the year. Uh,
Nice.
as well, many of you don't know the name Sound Decisions is not my name. It is a name or a collective of me, Gus, and DJ Joel. So we use that name when we have gigs all over town, and then I just adopted it and used it on Twitch. And over the weekend, the gig was something special for us. We played music for our dear friend who passed away 5 years ago. Uh,
Abe.
uh, it was Abe and Mr. Coops. You know him very well.
Yep.
Uh, Abe Quijano, we lost him 5 years ago, very young. Uh, so the family had a party, like what a party! I mean, it seems like he was there and he was running the party. Abe was the guy who would always be within our gigs. He would always show up. He would be like a roadie, a de facto roadie. He would train spot music. He would suggest tracks for us to play, and he would help, pack up the gig and get out of there.
And you
Um,
get a lot of those guys, right? So for the DJs that are out there, it's you have that guy, right, that always come to your gig and always going to be there. Maybe he wants to learn, or just want the craft, or just want to hang out, right?
yeah, yeah, that absolutely. He's the guy, and I have a story. And before I pass it along to Gus, I have a story about Abe, and I don't know if this is, just coincidence or not, but we had our we used to play our residency at the one of the beer gardens in town, and he would always be showing up. And then that was 2018. And then as the season ended, we went to do the winter season, and then over the New Year's, and then 2019 came, and we lost Abe. And then a few months later, we also lost that gig, and we never played there again. And I truly believe that he didn't want to play. He didn't want us to play music
Yes,
at that beer garden without him, and so that's how
I
we
think,
lost.
yeah, he doesn't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Abe, I
it's
know
like
Abe loved those, because I went to one of those. I remember one year, and Abe was there, and I think he loved those gigs.
he was definitely a part of it. And I actually forgot to show you some photos of Abe. He's the guy in the middle in the glasses with the beard. Gus, what's your favorite memory about Abe?
Um, it's always fun being with Abe. Best memory would be drinking that absinthe with him. Yep. So
I'll
he
play
brought
that
this.
again. You can
Yeah.
spot Mr. Coops with the an absinthe thingy in the middle of the table, and that was
I
probably the last
love
time you
that
saw
drink.
him.
Yeah, remind me, Abe actually I know he bought me that drink during that time. So you know what? You got to try this, dude. So
Right
that
there.
Uh-huh.
I was looking at it like, what the fuck is that? Right? Got me
Yes.
hammered. I'll tell you.
Yep, yep. Rest in
So
peace, brother.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, we
Rest
miss
in
him,
peace,
and
Abe.
yeah, rest in peace. We miss him. I know he's here with us all the time. We'll dedicate this episode to him. Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Gus? Dude, you've been missing, and
I
I tell
know.
you, people miss you. They always say, "Where is Gus?" So what have you been doing? I know you were sick
Well,
for a while.
yeah, after vacation from San Francisco, got the flu. So, yep, I'm just, oh, we got a raid.
We got
Hey.
a raid. Thank you. Who's we got a raid? Oh,
Welcome in, Raiders.
CNB. Oh my God. Thank you. Welcome. Uh, welcome to all the raiders. Welcome to the guys next door. We are the guys next door, Mr. Coops, Gus, and Sound Decisions. Welcome. So, Gus, what are you saying? So, what have you been doing, brother?
Yeah, been recovering. Right now I'm a bit good. So as Sound Decision said, we had a gig last what was it? Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday, right? So it was good. Been playing a lot of line dancing. Well, it's a Filipino party, so
See, I'm telling you, our guest is a known DJ. When you tell him go line dance, he's gonna fucking freak out. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask him later if, hey, do you actually do line dancing on your gigs? But I want to see what he says.
You know
yeah,
what?
it's not,
He might not be playing that line dancing music, but I'm thinking he would join the line,
yeah,
I'm
there
pretty
you
sure
right?
he
go.
will
Yeah.
join. He will be front, like like next to that Di who's actually doing the thing. Oh, I guarantee you, he's gonna be there.
Yeah.
DI means dance instructor, right?
Dance
Oh
instructor.
yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't
hey, the
heard that
dance
word
instructor.
in years.
Yeah, and
It's a
all
Filipino.
the lolas and lolas came in and like, do you have boogie? Yes, of course I do. Yeah.
I haven't, Gus filled that dance floor the whole night, and the all ages. So props to
Yeah, yeah,
props to
yeah.
Gus for an
It's
awesome
hard. Yeah.
set.
Well,
Now
that's
there
what
was one request that I was like
you
confused.
accepting. You're accepting request.
Yeah, so the Lola said, can you play Celebration YMCA? So I said, Celebration YMCA. So which one do you want? Celebration or YMCA? So what I did, I played Celebration. And then I said, oh, it's not it. Okay, YMCA.
He probably asked you for a mashup. Like you might be heard a mix somewhere with celebration and YMCA. Some of
No, I
DJs.
think she wanted to celebrate YMCA. There you go. Yeah. I
So
just
that's
Gotcha.
why.
didn't get that. Yeah.
All right, that sounds fun, guys. I'm I feel bad I missed that. I wish I was there, but those are always fun, especially with you guys. So the next segment of the show, we usually talk about NBHD. So we're just gonna do a quick NBHD, show you what we played yesterday. Then we're just gonna go and put our guest on because I think they've been waiting for a long time, and I think they're itching right now to talk to us, or I'm itching to talk to them actually. So real quick, NBHD yesterday again. NBHD 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. to all the new viewers. If you're a DJ, we do a Sunday house, all house music Sunday. Hit us up if you want to be a part of this. We do this every single Sunday, 1 hour slot. We welcome everybody who wants to play all house music genre. So we do this. This is our lineup yesterday. There's a few newcomers, and we love new DJs here. And our community, we support everybody. So just hit us up if you want to play. I know Grace told me he got Thomas and Seaglass on a few Sundays from now. So Grace, thank you for recommending them. I talked to them. They're in the first one in February. So welcome to NBHD, DJ Thomas and DJ C-Class. So that's it for the NBHD. Now let's get our guest on the stage. Hey,
Hey
Funky
guys.
Nickie E-Town. How's it going, guys? So just before they kind of introduce them, I want to let you know, if you have not known this power couple on Twitch, they have a great community. I think it's either Boyji or Grace, one of those two, introduce us to them, and I'm glad that we found them on Twitch, and they've been a very support. They're very supportive on the NBHD. One plays some nasty DNB. I'm gonna say DNB is my favorite, and the other, from the name, plays some funky house beats. So please, guys, welcome the dynamic duo from Edmonton, Canada, Funky Nickie and E-Town Junglist. How's it going, guys? How are you?
It's an honor to be here with you guys, honestly. You guys asked me to be a part of this, and I was like, for sure. And then you were like, if E-Town can join, that would be cool. I was like, but I'm glad that he's here.
Yeah.
He is here, whether I
Thank
wanted
you.
it or not.
Well,
Excited to be
I
here.
told you,
Excited to be here.
yeah, I told the story. I was telling Grace, like, we're gonna get E-Town. I'm fucking scared. For some reason, I'm intimidated with that guy. Well, a
I'm
few
more
things,
scared.
right?
I don't know. I'm more scared.
No,
it's
dude,
a
you're
pleasure.
awesome. You a partner, and look at this. Look at this.
With that shade.
I don't know
He
how
said
you
he
got
was
that
gonna wear
picture.
those
I don't know how you
shades
got
too.
that
Where are the
picture.
shades?
I don't know. How you
It's
got
all
that
over,
Alright.
man. We can. It's
I
all
have to
over
match that
internet.
though. I have to
Oh.
really match that.
There you go.
Where is it?
Where's my
We
there
have
we
to.
go.
You have to show them that shades.
Oh man.
Well, but yeah,
Ah.
seriously. There we go. It's.
Oh, those are
I know you
brilliant.
also do a talk show, right? So we can learn more about that later. But these guys, when we asked Nickie, and he probably said, when probably Nickie said, can you do this with me? He probably said, who the fuck are these guys, right? Who are they? What are they?
No, I'm always eager
Because-
to be interviewed and to interview. It's kind of fun. We get to Twitch is this beautiful thing where we can kind of experiment with our
Right.
own like talk shows and DJ shows and TV programs and all of that. So, yeah, it's beautiful.
That's nice. Well, having said that, I'm gonna go to E-Town first. How did you got into Twitch? I know you've been DJing for 10,000
Uh,
years. So how do you got into Twitch?
Funky Nickie. We were watching Little Louis Vega. He was streaming on Facebook, and then he would stop streaming on Facebook and start streaming on Twitch. And he'd go, "Hey, everybody, I'm going over to Twitch." And so we went over there a couple times, and then Crafty Cuts kind of did the same. And so we came back over to Twitch, and then Crafty Cuts, when he was streaming, he rated into Nextmen and he rated into A Skills, and so we got to kind of see the more DJ oriented component of Twitch, which we didn't really
Right.
know existed. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
cool.
always know it's all for gamers, but when was that? Is that before the pandemic or during the
That
pandemic?
was after the well.
It was
I
right at the
want to
height of the
say like
pandemic.
right at the beginning. So when
Okay.
everyone went into lockdown, what was it, third week of March of 2020, I think.
I
you know,
made my
like-
account March 17th.
Yeah.
Or like
Oh.
March 20th or something like that.
And Nick, you followed afterwards in that one, right? So did you guys, when you stream a few months out or right after E-Town?
So initially what had happened was that we were sitting there watching all of these DJs for months, and I kept being like, you can do this, because he's been a DJ for he just celebrating his 30 years of being
Yeah.
a drum and bass DJ. Amazing. So with that being said, he doesn't like to put himself out there, I guess. But I was like, well, this is perfect for you. I was watching these people make asses of themselves, part of my language, but I was like, this is just, why don't you do this? And he finally listened to, well, first he did like a couple streams. I think he did like a Facebook stream and it didn't do really well. And he did it under Celsius. And then I think he did a couple more streams under Celsius. And he always had the moniker E-Town Junglist because there is an E-Town Junglist. Well, and I'm sure he can tell you better. But yeah, and then the rest is history. And he got raided by Nixman on Christmas Eve of, what was that, 2020?
2021.
Is it 2021?
Oh, maybe you're right. No,
I
2020.
think it was
You're right. It would have been
2020
2020.
because I think I just got the memory popped up on Facebook. But and then he talked me into it for about 8 months, 9 months, because he actually had a dream, and he can tell you that story about
Oh,
my.
I want to hear this.
Because I guess we were both instrumental in each other's starts.
Well, tell us about it. You know, we love to hear that. What?
Yeah, I can tell you more. It's so when I started to do well, I want to say, so November I got affiliate. I had been from that March all the way to November, I only periodically did a couple streams, like one a month. Kind of didn't take it seriously, wasn't looking at anything. And then in October, I got raided by one person while I was streaming, and I was like, "Oh, a raid! Whoa, this is crazy." And then I got another one in November, and then in November, I was like, "You know what? I'm going to go for affiliate. I'm going to try this." And so I tried it, and I want to say it was after that raid from the Nextmen, probably maybe 3 weeks after that, I had this like most crazy dream, and it was I was standing, and all of a sudden I looked to my left, and it wasn't me streaming; it was Funky Nickie streaming. And she had this huge big smile on her face, and she was just like, she was beaming, like, and just the most like truthful look on her face, and just happy. And I looked forward, and I looked at the numbers on her stream, and she had 4,000 people watching. And I was like, whoa. And then all of a sudden I had this like feeling of absolute like bliss, where I was like super excited for somebody else. Not about me. It had nothing to do with me. It was just like so blissful for her, And then I woke up, and I remember I went in and woke her up. I was like, "Hey, I just had this crazy dream." And she was like, "Ha ha ha." And then for the next 10 months, I browbeat her and kept saying, you should get.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
You should get some gear. You should do this. And then she was like, no. And then right around Christmas, well, maybe a month before Christmas, she comes back to me. She's like, I think I maybe want to try this. And I was like, what? You want to try this? This will be incredible. So, yeah.
Did Nick? Did he buy you a gear so you can do it, or?
I bought my own gear.
So what made Nickie?
What are you talking about? I put money into
He was
that.
the one who told me what to buy, though, because it was funny. Because I was like, I don't know.
What are you talking about,
And it's
girl?
funny because I don't know why I asked him what controller to get, and I think he picked the controller because it's a slick controller, like it's a white controller. It's nice. It's the FLX 10. No, FLX. It's not the 10. It's the 7. I want the 10. This is the 6. It's the 6. Yeah, it's the 6. It's the white one, but it's really pretty.
What convinced you to finally do it, Nickie?
Okay, so I am a raver. I've been the minute I started going into the clubs, which was too young. I actually started going to because back in the day here in our city, they used to have teen nights. And actually at West Edmonton Mall, which was the biggest mall at that time, they used to have in the amusement park, they used to have teen nights, and it was called Rock and Ride. You'd pay $10 and you can go, and they'd have a dance floor set up on the ground floor, but then you can go also ride rides. Right. And so and then going to teen nights was my introduction to going to clubs. And then when my first week of high school, I met a guy in my English class, and he took me to my first after hours. And so from then I was hooked. And then because I've
Oh,
always loved music, and especially, I don't know what it was about the house music. I've always loved disco. Funk is really where obviously funk is where my heart is. But um, I knew that I was going to be obsessed. I was already obsessed with dancing my pants off. I just couldn't also afford, because I unfortunately was on my own at a very young age. So I knew that I couldn't really also afford having a DJ set up as well too, and eat and put a roof over my head. So I decided, I'm going to spend all my money and go out and enjoy myself. And so finally got to a point where I'm not getting any younger.
I would love to have you here in Philly. We're gonna go clubbing, girl.
Well,
I know Grace wants it.
well, and I quit drinking as well too. So like I quit drinking. I'm entering. It's like 9 years. I hit my 9th year of quit drinking. Like I still go out and party and still go out and enjoy myself, but I usually now save myself for festivals in the summertime. I don't usually go out a lot if it's a really good show, but I do miss going out, and I miss the music, and I miss just, and my day job is my day job, and it's not really fulfilling me to the point. So I feel like the music came when it had to, and it was the perfect time because I was able to hit it full head on and take the time that I needed with it and be responsible and respectful. So, and and now here we are. So
So I have a question. So did you meet E-Town while you're raving, or how did you guys meet?
So E-Town's been in the scene for a really long time. And so the
Right.
funny story is like I've grown an appreciation for drum and bass, but I always loved funky house. E-Town's been on bills, like, and I can probably show up flyers. He used to be on the bills for big parties, because at the
He's
time
blushing right now. I'll let you know.
he used to be back and forth from Vancouver because he was living in Vancouver a lot, and then he'd come back here. But he would come and play gigs here and like big shows. And so I knew of DJ Celsius, but I never really liked his music. So I was always like sitting there being like, "Come on, hurry up! I want to hear Trip Switch," or like whoever was playing after him. And then after time, all of my friends developed a love of drum and bass, and they all became drum and bass DJs. So they've all turned to love this guy, Celsius. And then I guess I've met him a couple times. I don't remember because I remember meeting him when I was drinking, or he remembers meeting me while I was drinking. And then he what was it, on Facebook? Or no, he said it was SoundCloud. I started following him on SoundCloud, and then he found me on Facebook, and then he sent me a smiley face after a late night, and the rest is history. You're muted.
Well,
Like I said, we had met a couple times, so it wasn't like it was like I being some creep.
there you go. You heard it
It is a
first
small
here, the
scene
guys
here.
that But we love these stories. I know. Probably a question from Gus. Gus asked me, your set on the stream, like especially on your set, E-Town, the plants. There's a lot of plants. I know Gus was wondering, is that you or Nickie?
I'm fortunate enough today to catch E-Town stream a couple of hours ago, and I was amazed by all the plants. Besides the digital versus
Wait a minute.
analog setup and the DNB, the plants.
Is that you, Nickie, or who's not obsessed? Who loves plants?
Well, I guess that would be me. Like when I met him, he had about 5 plants. And then I had maybe about 4 I was starting off with. And then it was literally, I quit drinking. And when you quit drinking, you have to fill your time with something else. And so I literally
great.
just started buying more plants. And then it just has now been, we are like 100 is that perfect number. And we'll like lose 1 or 2 in the wintertime.
How many
We
do you
always
have?
get that. We have 100.
100. Wow.
That's a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's now you set up the bar. I know after this stream, I'm gonna hear from Grace. I told you should get more plants. I always tell her, "What's up with the plants?" So more plants now. So
Coops, you're
100.
not gonna like it
Nice
either
job.
because he waters. I buy them and he waters them.
I'm
Oh,
bad
that's
at
a
that.
tough
Like, that's hard.
That's not. It's not that bad. Don't worry. It's not that bad. It doesn't take that long. People are always like, "How long does it take? It must take you days to water." I'm like, I don't know, 10 minutes.
He's
Oh,
not
man,
watering
that's
properly.
10 minutes out of your day, though. It's like, yeah.
But you started with the jungle music too, so does that have any relation to having plants?
You know what's it's it's a little weird side note. Like my grandma came here for Christmas, and she was like, she'd never been in our apartment, and she was looking around. She kept like, she's like, you guys must be able to breathe so well.
There you go.
Well, oh, that's awesome.
And it is true though. We do really have clean air in here, so
And
it's
yeah,
definitely a bonus. So
the Canadian winters, you need
you need it. You need it.
indoor
And it's so
oxygen.
dry here. Like it's not like the coast. So we have to have a humidifier running in the background for the
Mm.
plants. So
Same here, in
Oh,
Michigan. Yeah.
yeah. So Nikki
well,
hates it because I put the humidifier right behind her. So and it's one of those cool mist ones. And so it'll like go right down the back of her neck and she gets
So
the
you don't
shiver.
know it either. It's like
You'll
one of the
watch her get
silent
the
ones.
shivers. You'll watch her get the shivers. Start
It feels like one of those
laughing
like
my ass off.
cold, clammy hands, or someone breathing on like the back of your neck in like a movie theater or something. You're just like, what is that?
But I like position it so it's like right in her seat. I'm just like, oh, let me
Yes.
turn that.
he's doing that on purpose.
I
You
know.
know, right
Of
now.
course I am. Of course I am.
Yeah.
Payback for buying
That's
so many
it.
plants.
It's a no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Payback for
so
the plants.
obviously there's some advantages that you guys have been, having two channels streaming together on Twitch. Do you find any like disadvantage or some sort, like
You just
like
dealt with one of the disadvantages. We had technical difficulties.
oh,
before
the
we
back and
started.
forth.
Oh, yeah.
The technical difficulties, yeah. Because
Oh,
we
yeah,
moved, because we have some components of our stream are shared. So
Okay.
we purchased we bought a gaming laptop because it had
You
a
bought a
30
gaming
because it
laptop.
had a 3050 graphics processor in it,
Graphic,
so
yeah.
that we had something that could rock Twitch properly, and so we share that, and then we also share. She bought herself a GoPro Hero 10, so she's using it right now, and yeah, so we share certain components. So unfortunately, there are times when I go to set up and the camera's not working, or a mic for whatever reason has to, computer needs to be reset. Because you know
Right.
how computers are. They just sometimes need to good old
You also
reboot.
don't know PCs. So he is not a PC user. He's a MacBook user. And we
Oh.
have
I'm a MacBook.
See, and
Yeah.
I'm a PC,
Tough
but this is
transition.
his computer. So needless to say, this year I am promising myself that I am learning how to set up my stream. And I am going to get because we've had a couple issues where we've had somebody wanted to we wanted to do back to back.
Both of them went off. That was
And
hilarious.
we can't do back to back or anything like that. Like
Oh, well,
there's
so back to back. Just sort of cut you off.
they
Actually,
can't read into each other.
we
If you missed
actually
last week's episode,
last week,
Mm.
the dad and the girls, there's one NBHD. We asked him, "Can you do back to back?" and see if he could pull it up. He actually pulled it off back to back. The girls played first for an hour, and
Yeah.
then she derated to the dad stream, but they're sharing the same setup. You might want to check that out. How do you did
shout
that?
out to DJ Big Daddy. Hit him
Yeah,
up
'cause
to
how
get
did you
some
do it?
tips.
Because I know I was watching, because he was asking me, "Can you pull that off?" I don't know if you can pull it. Maybe with two laptops, but he did pull it off. So might be
We did
something.
it once and we did it to like my phone and then it sounded crappy and then we had to hook it back up. It was just too much of a headache. When I feel I want my own, because at least with my own laptop, if I mess with it and something happens, it's mine.
When's your
Right?
birthday?
So
I think that's your gift.
I know, right? I have 420,
Yeah,
so it's coming
uh,
up.
Whoa.
that's my son's birthday too.
Is it
Right.
really?
Yeah,
The
my
best,
second
the
cousin.
Nice.
best date.
Good
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah.
It's a good birthday.
It is a very good
Good
birthday.
So,
It's
birthday.
so
probably
all,
too
You
young
share it with a yeah.
so technically, the technical. So I guess E Town is the one who set up all the technical stuff
So
for.
that's why
Thank
there's a
God.
lot of problems. That's what she's trying to get at. So yeah, he's a great, superb. He's superb. Is
He
it?
really is. He doesn't
What
give
is it?
himself credit, but it just when he
Superb sound engineer.
panics,
Yeah.
when he panics, it's like it's yeah. And I'm one of those like you can't panic with technology. You like it's gonna happen.
It's not panic. It's just the fact that we are doing this live, right? And most people don't understand. It's not like TV, right? Where they, it's not generally live. So they'll take a bunch of takes until they get the
Yeah,
right one, right? And they're like,
exactly.
okay, guys, that worked. And then when some error happened in the mic, they deleted that part and redid it, right? But here on Twitch, it's like, you just got to go with what happens.
You go with the
Sometimes
flow.
your equipment's going to fail on you. Nikki, it happened to her the other stream. For the first time, her controller failed. Her controller has never failed in the history of her streams.
Yeah, my controller's starting to shit the bed.
And it started to fail. And it
New
was like,
controller time.
oh, here we go. Nikki having to deal with, the real time problems that happen, right? And it happens on my stream every day. It's just, it's just but that's part of the mystique of my
It's
stream.
part
Yeah.
of it. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
episode
I think,
6. Remember, we had the mic failure and
and yeah,
doing a
we
talk
have
show.
to improvise during the show.
Imagine doing a talk show with the other mic or the other person's mic was out, and there was only one, and never
Well,
realizing it till
A
the end.
whiteboard.
yeah. Well, you're right, but plus the stress too. I guess that one and the stress when you got that look. I know the feeling because when Grace is, because I do the tech stuff on Grace. When something failed, I'm gonna have that side look, like then I have to fix it behind the scene, and I that's yeah, exactly, that's the panic, right? I want to put on a good show, but like,
It's all in the neck. That's why she
yeah, I
freaks
know.
out. She's like,
Yeah,
she'll be like,
All in
"Do
the
you
neck.
know you're freaking out? You're freaking out." I'm like, "I'm not doing anything." And then I realized it's all in my neck. I was like, "Oh, it was all in my neck." I was like, "Oh no, I'm doing that old man neck thing." When your grandpa's like, "You kids." It's like, "Oh no, I don't want to get at that." That neck.
I can definitely relate to that. It's nerve wracking because you're right. It's live, and everybody who DJs on understands that you're performing. You want to put the best, but then we're all dependent on. Unfortunately, we're all dependent on the technical aspect of being online streaming. It's out of control. All you can do is like, okay, reboot, shut down, or whatever, right?
Yeah,
I've
from the
seen some people.
IRL.
I've seen people who've had like everything ready to go, ready to do a battle set, like just
Yes.
being like, okay, guys, we're gonna hammer this out, and then their
Mm-hmm.
computer turn off on them, and then they get like a can't turn back on. Oh shit! And then they go, guys, and then all of a sudden it just turns off on the whole screen, and you're like, oh, they didn't even raid out. They
Yeah.
don't come back online, and you're just like, what happened? Right?
Every day it happens. Yeah.
Right. We
Well,
see it all the
one
time.
thing is one thing in online though. So Ethan, on your gigs, do you have any stories, crazy stories about failing equipment? When during your time, and how do you handle that? Anything that you want to share? That's gonna be
Okay, I got a good one. I've got one extremely good. So I was playing an Aphrodite and Mickey Finn song. It was called Badass. It has a really rumbly bass line. Well, the LFO in that bass line, it took the monitor speakers that were set up for the DJ. They weren't properly mounted on their stands, and the LFO wobbled them off of their stands. Well, this one didn't go fully off the table. Well, this one slammed down um, onto the tone arm that was playing. and it smacked so hard that it actually came through the tone arm onto the system. So it was like, not only was it loud, it was amplified through the tone arm. And that turntable was completely destroyed. Like,
Wow.
because the monitor had crushed the entire tone arm. So they
Nope.
ran downstairs, got a new turntable. It was the main. It was the main. There was. It was a club in the city here, Starlight Room, and we were in the main room. And so there were two other clubs in the venue, like it's a multi-club venue, and so they were able to go and pull a new turntable out. But it was chaos. Thank God I had an MC and he beatboxed for a bit. But
Nobody got hurt though, right?
nobody got hurt. The only person that got hurt was people's ears. Yeah, it was traumatic for sure. So yeah, there's a good one.
Nickie, thank you. That's a crazy story. Nickie, you have some IRLs lately, and I think they're fun. Any crazy stories on your last IRLs, gig?
What was Vancouver, when we went and played in Vancouver? It's funny that we've had some pretty interesting, considering I'm still so like new. It's been I'm just celebrating 2 years actually with sitting down and actually teaching myself, because unfortunately I don't learn well from people, especially people that I care about. So I like to fight him with everything I have. So that's why I was like, don't show me how to DJ, because I'll just teach myself. And then if I have questions, I can come bug you. But I'm just going to teach myself first. And so that's kind of what I did. Is, I sat down with like the controller manual and got to know my controller front to back. And then I sat down with the record box stuff. And then I watched a whole bunch of YouTube tutorials. But considering that it's only been a couple of years, when Liquid Cleanse sent us out to Vancouver to play in Richmond, and the little club that we played at was amazing. I was, of course, the first one, which I have no problem with. She flew me out to Vancouver to play for her birthday, so I wasn't not going to complain about me being first. But it was so cold, and like I started 20 minutes late because we weren't set up properly, and then we were trying to stream and they couldn't get the stream set up, and it was so much fun. And then we went back 2 different times, like on 2 different occasions, and every time we went back it was getting better and better. So it was just so much fun to go to Vancouver. But I've had just a couple, I think they're like lessons. I've shown up at gigs where we didn't bring the cord for my computer, so I had to plug in the USB, and then literally that was my very, very first in real life gig, and I had to do everything by ear.
Oh, that's tough. Ooh,
Oh,
that's
that's
tough.
And then my last gig was my first.
No screen. No screen, no BPM. She had no idea. Wouldn't even show her the BPM of the song. So she was quite literally using her ears, and she crushed it.
Good job on that. That's
Crushed
There you
it.
go.
Good job.
Yeah, so
everyone.
wow,
Again,
that's
everyone
hard.
nowadays is a visual mixer. Like we kind of forgot to use our ears.
well, and E-Town's trying to get me to learn, like to do more. It's not necessarily head down, but it is head down, because especially for someone like me who's learning now, everything is done for me. I can see it visual, right? So, and I'm a very visual learner as well, but I'm also very tactile. So it goes both hand in hand. But E-Town is right with, I do have to put my head down a little bit more. I need to stop looking at some of the wavelengths and just go by my own, because there have been times where I trust myself, or I should trust myself, and I don't. And then I do something and I'm like, oh, well, the drop wasn't there, but even though it looked like it was there, like, you know how sometimes the wavelengths can trick you into thinking something, and you're like, oh, this is going to sound awesome. And then it's like, oh.
Yeah.
But for the most part, she doesn't screw it up though. That's what I don't really complain. I'm such a huge fan of her. So it's watching her play. There are times when I watch her transition between 2 tracks and I'm like, and I'm sitting beside her. You guys know a lot of times I'm sitting beside her. Not all the time, but sometimes I'm like quite literally sitting beside her watching her. And I'll just be like, What? She's an incredible DJ. She just thinks of it like in a totally different way than I do. Like where I'm always like dropping on the one, da 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 da, da, and she knows how to do inside loops where she'll loop on the 2, 3, 4, 5, or like or two or the sort of 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mm.
So she's not going on the one and she's not getting the boom da, 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 da. So it's always in a continuous loop. And then she knows how to do these loop function things where she'll keep two things running and then she'll take one out of the loop, let the audio go, take the other one out of the loop, let the audio go. Like she knows how to do all these like wizardry kind of thing. For all
Love
intents and
that.
purposes, wizardry. And it's just like for me, I'm like, one. Drop it on the one. Okay. Wait for that bar. Wait, I'm gonna wait for that spot to mix. Where she's just like, no, I'm gonna make my own mix points. I'm gonna make
I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Because
yes,
there
but
shouldn't- yeah,
but
there
you are a
shouldn't be any
magician
rules.
with it, Nikki. You're a magician with it, girl. I
Yeah.
watch you and I'm just like, are you kidding me? How did she do that? Sometimes I'm just like, what? How did she do that?
So, are we expecting any drop of like a produced music anytime soon? I know
He's trying
Ethan
to get me
produced.
into. He's trying to get me. So my first obsession, and so this is the thing, is that when he told me that he wanted me to start DJing, I literally looked at him and he'll tell you this, and I looked at him in the eye and I said, "Are you serious? Like, are you ready for this to become?" Because not only do I have a little tinge of OCD, but I am also ADHD, and I am one of those like, um, I get obsessed about something, and then unfortunately, after a couple months, I will drop it if once I lose my attention to it. This though, I knew because I love music so much. Like I literally listened to music everywhere I went, even before the pandemic. I always had something in my ear or something going on at the office. Like I always need to have something going just to keep my mind going, or to keep my mind quiet. So with that being said, I asked him, I was like, "Are you ready? Like this is gonna be like I'm gonna be obsessed. I'm gonna be spending money. This is gonna be like my time." And he's like, "Yeah, okay." He didn't even probably think what was gonna happen. So he knew what he was signing up for, unfortunately. And if he didn't, well now he knows.
Well,
This about for E Town. You produce music, I understand. Tell us more
I
about it.
do. I'm not proficient.
He's too
per
hard on
se.
himself. He does
I'm a
produce
little, yeah.
music,
I'm
but he
very.
doesn't
I'm
like
very.
put anything out.
I'm a
You've
little.
never put
I
out a
don't. I
track.
don't.
How many
To be
tracks have
honest,
you
it's not.
done?
It's not that I don't put anything out. It's I don't finish anything.
He
That's
doesn't.
what it is. I don't finish
Oh,
things.
so
He'll
you don't
play it
want
though
to.
every once in a while on a stream. He will, like, if he's feeling adventurous, he will play it for, like, he'll play like, "Look at this is what I made with Woogs," which is one of our really good friends. He's another streamer. And he'll be like, "Oh, this is what we made like 20 years ago," and everyone's like, "Oh, it sounds awesome," but he won't go anywhere with it. And so he's this close of getting. There's a song for the Next Men that they've asked for him to remix, and so for him to do a mix for, so he is trying to do that. So that's, I feel that he's like this close, but he's a little
well,
too hard on himself.
you have a community to drop, and then we could check it out. We'll know it's gonna be great. So if you need ears, we're all for
Yeah,
it.
It's
yeah.
it's always in mixed down stage. Nothing is it's the thing is I go between a laptop and then I go into where she is, which has got some care Ks set up. So I always find that when I'm mixing down on a set of care Ks or in these headphones or just on the laptop speakers, I'm always adjusting the mix too much. I always tinker a little bit too much, and I'm someone who tinkers just a little too much all the time. Like with the mix, I'm always just like, oh, I gotta adjust this. Even when I'm DJing, a lot of times I'll knock it off even when it's on, just to adjust it. I gotta move it on, off, on, off, on, off. And I don't know what it is. It's part of my neurodivergence. So I think it's probably why Nikki and I do work so well is that we do understand that we have some uh, what's the
Special
right term?
brains.
Special. We have special brains.
Special brains.
Special
Very
That's a nice.
brains. We're special and we're awesome and we love each other. And so we no, we understand that we are both works in progress. And in doing so, it makes for a beautiful relationship. Um, it's almost 11 years. Her and I are both hitting some milestones this year. She doesn't have to divulge hers, but I am hitting 50 this year. So, so it's
Big
it's
number
one of those-
there.
It's a big
It's time
number.
to put out the music.
Yeah,
Like,
fight, go
right.
out.
You're not getting any younger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So yeah. Well, let's hear it. Well, you guys have two different genres, right? Do you see you guys influencing each other, like, or just uplifting? You play a lot of house music of Nickie, Ethan more on the DNB, but I know you also play house before you went to DNB, right, Ethan? So do you guys see influence? Are you guys see influencing each other's
He's a
style
huge
or
influence in me. He's like the reason why I'm doing that. Well, one of the reasons why I'm doing this. Honestly, I wouldn't have probably. I was content being on the dance floor and just dancing my heart out. Yeah, I'm sad that I'm getting older and I'm not going out as much, and it's my bones are starting to hurt after one night of raving, and it is what it is. But
Oh, we can only stay at 11. Yeah, I know
right?
that.
Right.
It's like, oh, we're
Right.
better
Or
than
if you
9.
think that I go out, like if I go out and I'm out like 2 o'clock in the morning, I am paying for it for like 3 days,
I know.
and I don't even drink anymore. So it's like, how the hell does that work? But with
Yeah,
that being, yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one who's feeling like that. But again,
Don't
I-
even ask us, Nikki,
yeah, don't ask.
about our
So-
day after.
well, it's crazy because like a lot of my friends too, like we're like E-Town's hitting a big milestone. So am I. I'm hitting 40 this year. So all of my friends though are turning 40, and it's crazy to see that a lot of us are still raving. And now that I've decided to take over and DJ, I have a lot of friends still in the scene
Nice.
who still come out and still party and still support. So, it's been so much fun, and it's just But I think one of these days I might produce. I don't know. I got one thing at a time now.
So I'm writing a
But we'll-
track and I'm ghostwriting for her.
He's like, "Does it
Well-
sound good?" I'm like, "It's okay."
Well, we'll definitely,
So I start writing our house tune, and of course I'm a drum and bass guy. So what does it sound like? Drum and bass. Oh,
But yeah, I guess we are influences in each other. But yeah, like I said, like he's and he's such a good DJ too, and he's like he always speaks so highly of me, and I think I've wanted to do such a good job, and I wanted to, especially on this platform, because he became a partner within a year. So, and at that time that was highly unheard of. It's usually actually still
That's
kind
pretty
of
good.
unheard of as well, right?
Yep.
And he rose so fast and did such an amazing job building such a crazy, amazing community. So, I had really big shoes to fill and to do well. So, and like I said, I've this platform is full of a lot of Edmontonians, so a lot of local peeps that I have hold in high regard. So I don't want to start doing something and not give it my all. So, I unfortunately I have a reputation to uphold.
That's true. I mean, I think there's also a lot of couples or partners in Twitch that one became a partner and the other um, came in later on, and they feel like they have a big shoe to fill, right? So being a partner, not coming in. But I think that goes hand in hand with probably the community know already that partner, a Twitch partner is there, so they'll support. So yeah, it's tough. And also, I think Nickie, correct me if I'm. I think you're a perfectionist also, because I see Grace in there, wherein every time we say something complimentary, and it's no, you're BSing me because you're just saying it to please me. Like, no, like, what are you talking about? I like it. I heard it, and it's probably the same thing with you, Nickie, when you're asking E-Town, and he's saying all these praises, and you're saying, no, you're just blowing.
Kind of. It's like that's what you get paid to say.
and I'm like, no,
Well-
you're actually that good. I'm like trying to tell her she's that good. She's
Yeah,
really
and so
good.
that's yeah and I think DJ Elms also put it on the chat. It's the key here is not only for parts for the community, right? Even in
Mhm.
NBHE, we support each other. Whether you're just an affiliated DJ or non-affiliated, we feature
Or the
some
new
in
ones,
NBHD. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
new
you
ones,
gotta
we
feature the new
support
newcomers.
them.
ones too. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
uh, or a partner, we support them because that's how not just that one streamer grow, but w- everybody grows with the
Mhm.
community, right?
Yeah.
We only need one to be up there, and then everybody follows. I think that's one of our and DJ Pat said that I think one time. That's our mantra. We only need one, and everybody follows the same. As long as we all support each other.
And that's why I've always loved playing for you guys with any of your raid trains when you guys have asked, because I know that like the minute that I met Grace Music, and I met Grace Music through DJ Wisp, which
Yeah,
I met through Kova when I did the Hometown Heroes for Tweak Music Tips back in April of last year. So that's how we met each other. And just the minute that we met, it's just been so supportive, and the community has just been so amazing. So whenever I go into any of the chats, you guys just honestly go out of your way to make me feel welcome. So that's why, like I said, anytime you guys ask me to do anything, I'm like, "Oh,
thank
can
you.
I? Can I?" And even though I've actually, I think, what did I triple book myself that one time with you guys by accident? The one day that
Yeah.
I triple, yeah. Sorry about that. So I won't.
No. I think what you said, we're pretty laid back. I
Yeah.
mean, you do what you. I mean, we don't mind. It's your channel, and
Mhm.
we will support you. And actually, you supporting us makes a lot of makes us also very important, right? And for all the DJs in the chat that are streaming, go hit us up if you want to play for NBHD. We welcome everybody. Just hit up Boy G or me. I would say though the Sundays are filling in so fast, so if you hit us up, we're gonna
Nice.
get you as soon as as soon as possible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I want
And
to add to
it
that
was in Discord.
too, to what you're saying about our DJs coming in. We also have DJs who have moved on to bigger things after NBHD, but then you see them like 6, 7, 8, 9 months they want to come back. Like
Mhm.
perfect example was I think Mary Blue last Sunday from she's from Madrid, and she came back. I don't know when was the last time she played, but
Yeah.
amazing soulful house, deep house, good stuff. And you're welcome to come in. You're also welcome to take a break from NBHD, but you're also welcome to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't just play house music. We do special sometimes. You can play anything that you want. So, if one of our special, if something that I thought of for Bojito, oh, we should do this. We always invite people to play for us, and again support them. And that's why when Grace told me, I think Grace met two Thomas on was that Nickie stream or E Town yesterday.
That was in my
I think it was
stream.
in
Yeah.
E-Town.
Yeah, so then they reach out to me. Yeah, of course. You're getting back. He told me, or he told Grace, he's getting back to Twitch. Yeah, you have a platform. We can definitely put you in, and we support each other. The NB train soon. Okay, so I
Well,
like
it's
that
also about
question.
getting the people around, right? Like,
Yeah,
because you guys are from like I don't know where are you guys spread out around the states or like where are you guys predominantly from? If I don't mind, like
We are
I
spread
apologize
out.
for not knowing where most people are from the crew.
I'm from Philly.
Yeah,
Um, Sound Decisions and Gus are Michigan, but we know
Michigan,
each
Michigan.
other.
Nice.
Michigan.
And it
Awesome.
was so NBHD started with Gus, Sound Decision, and Grace. So we were the three that started the whole thing. We did Monday, Wednesday, no, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're just gonna play for 2 hours and see what happens. And then there were I always tell the story. There's three of us or four of us are all going to be watching. Well, we stuck with it for a month or so, and then why we do a simple raid train? Just the three of us? Okay, fine. So
Yeah.
it's just hanging out, right? The guy's just laughing right now. It's like, okay, it's the same crew, but it's just instead of chatting on Facebook or text, why can't we just you guys play something and we chat and we talk about stuff there? Then it turned out to be every Sunday. All right, you have an hour to do it before church. Okay, do this. I'll do this, and then we got the cousins, DJ Elms, my cousin, Grace's cousin.
Yeah.
Let's do this, and then all of a sudden it became like a Sunday thing, and when the word got out, and we just kept on inviting people, and that was it.
Isn't that the best way to be? Isn't that the best way?
Yeah, it
Just
is.
slowly,
Yeah.
incrementally growing that
Yeah.
family, and then you
Yeah.
start realizing how great this whole thing is, and you're like, "Wow, I got friends in blah blah blah. I could probably go stay with them if I was ever on." Like the amount of people that Nikki and I have met since we've been on Twitch, like physically in real life, had the
Mhm.
pleasure of
That's true.
meeting.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's
Yeah, I
insane.
know. I feel like every country, if you know somebody, people will host you and meet you, right? Like there are people like you told us that, hey, if you ever come to Barcelona, right? If you have time, meet us. So, that's amazing. It's
Mhm.
around the world. So this community is great.
It's made the world much smaller.
Mhm.
It is, right?
Totally.
And we learn from each other. We help each other, not only on music but also technical stuff. So I have so many friends right now inviting me on Facebook, although I don't do Facebook a lot, just to chat with them, just adding me just because outside of NBHD, and just chatting. I hang out with a lot, like the other NBHD crew, which are on the other side of America. I feel like I've known them for years, just because of just chatting every Sunday on those streams. All right.
Yeah, whether you're chatting on like Facebook Live or on Discord or on Instagram or like it's incredible how we can all converse and have these great open conversations together, with people all around the world in real time. You know,
Well, I know, especially with Canadian folks, right? I always say that you guys support each other, like no matter which side of that country is. So I always amazed that I'm not saying other doesn't, right? But just that community, it's so great. Yeah, kudos to a lot of Canadian streamers out there. I
There's
feel
a
like
lot of us.
there's a lot of
There's a
yeah.
lot
So
of us, and there's a lot of Edmonton. Like in our general location, and I think it has to do with the temperature because it's so cold most of the time that there's nothing to do outside. So it's like, oh, what else are you
it's
gonna do?
easy to decorate your apartment because you're stuck inside for 7-8 months, right? So you're like, oh, look at I put up all these lights. Hopefully they won't make me go crazy. You're like, it's -40 outside. I'm not going anywhere.
Not yet. Thursday.
Thursday. Sorry. Yeah. It's coming though.
how long you guys been? What's the longest you've streamed? Just curious. 'Cause
Oh,
I know.
E-Town just did what? How many hours?
I did 30 hours on
Oh, yeah,
June
30
30th for my
30-year.
30-year DJing anniversary.
Wow. So what do you do in that 30 hours? I don't know if I can even stand still for more than
Funk
2
Nickie
hours.
came on and streamed for a little bit. Woogstown came on and he streamed for
Oh,
an hour.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's not-
still, like it's still hard. I know how hard it is. Just standing. I mean, even 2 hours for all the DJs. I don't know how you guys do it. It's hard. So, how do you um keep yourself up? What do you do? A lot of coffee, a lot of eating. What do you?
To be honest, my lovely mother bought me one of those nurses mats, those fatigue
The
mats.
fatigue mat.
Yes,
Yeah.
A nurse's mat. Nobody calls it a nurse's mat.
nurses.
Nurses mat, as I call it, a nurses mat. It's the only time I actually ever saw them for years and years. Nurses had them, and then
They're
I was
behind
always like,
tills.
"Those are cool. What are those?" And then
Never
no,
been
and
a
then I started
cashier.
seeing them. Then I started seeing. Then everyone had them, and I was like, but it was only the nurses had them at first. They were
Put
like
it
a
on the poll,
specialty
Boy G at
specialty.
NBHD on Twitch. Is is
Do you call them nurses, man?
is a nursing mat. Does the nursing
No,
mat?
not a nursing mat.
No, it's,
We're getting these
no,
things
it's a
That's what
nursing
came on
mat.
my
I
head.
think
Like,
we're getting these
Nursing
things.
mat.
This means nursing. Just so
yeah.
you know.
I thought it came with
Nursing.
not just with a mat; it came with a person. So I thought, ooh, I will do that for 30 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's funny. Um, Grace, can you buy me a nursing mat? A nurse mat.
No, you want
Never heard it be called a
anti-fatigue
nursing.
mat. Yeah, no, I
Anti
know.
fatigue.
Anti-fatigue. It's
So
anti-fatigue, like not your
yeah.
not like your auntie, like not your auntie, like not anti-fatigue.
Your auntie nurse.
It's like her name is not
Dude,
anti-fatigue. Okay, get
so I was on
anti-fatigue.
your
She'll
stream
get you in.
yesterday when you also brought that up because Grace was listening and I was cooking, and you said about happiness, right? That freaking cracked me up. Like you said, happiness or what was it?
Ha, penis.
Penis.
Ha, penis. Penis.
The-
Ah, penis. Ah. He's sort of
Grace was
laughing and just
listening. I
turned
think he was
around.
on your he was on your stream. I was cooking like, what did he just said? Like,
Yeah, you're interviewing this guy tomorrow.
what? So this is we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Man.
So for the so remember this. You heard it here. Penis. There's one is two words. Penis or one word happiness. So you
It's-
pick.
I've told him to be careful because he never knows what's going to get quoted and what people are going to pick up on and walk away with. And
I'm gonna say this to him tomorrow. I told
I don't
myself,
know if
oh, I
that's
heard
mature.
that. I'm gonna write
Listen,
that. Like,
listen.
who said
Whoever
that?
put that up, mature nature. I don't know if penis is very mature. I think that's actually very immature. if
Childish.
anything.
That's
That's
childish.
not even. Let's be real. That is low brow. I'm bringing the low brow to this interview. Okay, drop it down.
Oh my
Bung.
god. So are you, Nikki? Any long stream planned soon for like any milestone? Like you're turning 40 in April, like 40 hours.
no. So Lawless, wait till Lawless Child is is an amazing mod. He's also an amazing streamer as well too. He's got a 24-hour channel going, like a TV channel. Anyways, he's been trying to get me into doing, what was it, 30 hours? First it was 24 hours. The most I've ever done is 12. And I think that's probably my top. I don't do any drugs or drink. So like, what am I going to do to keep myself awake and right for longer than
Yeah.
12 hours? Like there's going to be a point in time, and I don't know how some of these people do 30 hours, or like Rob to Boom does 12 hours on every Saturday.
I
He'll do
got her on a
18
coffee. I
hours
get her on a
sometimes.
coffee drip. It'll be fine, right?
Yeah, but even then, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom like every 5 minutes from freaking drinking 20 coffees. Like, it's not gonna work. So, but yeah, no, I've done 12 hours. I did 12 hours for my affiliate, and then I have my affiliate anniversary coming up, at like I think it's February 3rd. And then I also have my birthday coming up as well too. So probably one of those I'll be doing a 12-hour stream. Deprogram. I'm not wearing adult diapers.
Nice,
God.
nice. So
I know.
we'll look out for that.
This isn't like New Year's Eve at Times
This
Square.
isn't New Year's Eve. It's time. So I was about to say, hey, get out of my head. Let me tell that joke.
Did you know that they wear diapers? That's so gross. We were watching TikTok.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah, we were watching TikToks
What was it?
on on New Year's Eve. There's a couple TikToks of this guy who walks around New York, and he just like films him walking around New York. And I'm an idiot who likes to sit there and watch it. So I was sitting there watching it, and he was talking and interviewing these people, and I was like, I wonder what they do, because they literally have to stand in line for 12 hours to get as close as they can to where the ball drops,
Mhm.
and then they can't go anywhere. They're stuck there. So like, what do you have to do if you have to go to the bathroom?
So I will tell you, I'm one of those idiots. A few years ago.
No.
Did you have to wear
So,
adult
tell you the
diapers?
story.
Did you have one of those
Well,
Shibis or
no,
something?
no. I'll tell you how we did it. Right. So there was
Interesting.
our first ball drop. There was when my eldest was only like 9. We went there. Oh, this is gonna be fun. So we went there. Grace and a couple of friends and my 2 kids. I brought 2 kids, 9 and 2 or 3, something like that. Yes, we're idiots.
Crazy.
So we go there. Then we got there, and we were like probably like 10 blocks. We can't move anymore, right? So we were there. We can't move. That's it. All of the other alleys are blocked, so it's just one way. 30-second or something, right? I don't know what that street is, and I can't even see the freaking ball. All I can hear are people yelling, right? So we were there, and we're stuck there. For us to go to the bathroom, not me, but one of my kids has to go. I have to go, Dad. I can't go anywhere. So what we did is, there's 6 of us. All right, let's just go, make a circle, right? And then I told my son, go pee there in the middle. Not doing that. No, just go. Well, you're gonna pee in your pants, so let's go. So he did that, right? But I have to. I held it in. Right? But
Now your
we are
kids are
one of those idiots.
traumatized.
We were one of those idiots,
Wow.
and we're not. And we told ourselves we're not gonna do it again ever.
I don't know why I
I'm
ever
gonna watch it
thought
on TV.
that's so
Yeah.
crazy. I don't know why I ever thought that like they'd have like all these nice washrooms lined down. Like I never thought that.
No.
You know what I
You'd
mean? Like
expect
especially as
that, right? Porta
Canadians.
potties and stuff. Like,
Well, maybe that was probably like 20 years ago, but maybe now they have that. They thought about it, but the best way to do it is you
They were
have to
doing
spend-
interviews with people standing in line, and they're like, "How do you do this?" And the guy pulled out his pad and showed
Oh.
this pad. He's like, "This is
Yeah.
what saves my life." I was like, "So we'll never go to watch the ball drop in New York, thank you."
I think what they're saying, if you can get a gig, like you're cooking for a hotel or something near there, then that's the way to go. You spend time in a hotel near it, and then but you have to spend a lot of money to do it.
Yeah. So.
That's the story of our ball drop. Never
Well, there you
again.
go. Well, at least you got to experience it, right? It's something to say you experience. So I would love to go to New York. That's one place I would love to go and experience in the States.
That's all right. Speaking of crazy other stories, we can talk a lot more here, but we want to include you guys in one of our segment called Beyond the Neighborhood, because Beyond the Neighborhood, we actually ask our guests about topics that are what's happening in the world, or just a few other things that what you see in TikTok or whatnot. DJ Pat, what's in store for us right now for Beyond the Neighborhoods?
Yeah.
Let me just roll in the interstitial Beyond the Neighborhood. Hold on.
Yeah, roll that.
All right. So I have to show that.
That was
For our
awesome.
sponsors. All right, DJ
was
Pat, go ahead.
This week we're not gonna do the roulette, but I'm gonna share a video. But before that, Gus, what's the score on the national championship game? That's right
Hey,
behind you.
I don't have a score. I'll tell you.
I think
Okay,
he
so
got
for
money
those of
on
you
that.
that don't know, who's playing
money
who?
on it.
Who's
Okay.
playing who and what sports?
Football, Michigan and Washington.
And you're
College
talking
football,
about like
yeah.
American football, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Unfortunately, they call it football.
You
but-
have to,
Right.
since this is worldwide.
So now ignore that. That's
Sorry,
what
Americans.
No, it's not real football. They don't use their feet.
It's hand egg. There you go.
Yeah,
Hand egg.
it's more of a
Hand
hand
egg.
egg.
I love hand egg. An occasional punt.
Yeah. Occasional punt. Yeah.
Oh, I love the hand egg.
Okay, 17-10 for Michigan. So
Yep.
I don't hear any yelling upstairs, but it seems like it's a close one. Well, I'm gonna play a role here. We'll just have everyone react to it. I'll just play it with no context.
What are they doing to take out I am doing everything I fucking can! God damn it! My sweater off before he took my belt off and I didn't do shit.
You got it, Connor. You got it. You do. Look, you can do it. You really can. You really can.
She's stuck on the freaking face.
His knees are hitting.
Wow. So before we answer that, so everybody in the chat, can you just guess how he got in there and then just put
He was
any
in
answer will
somewhere.
work.
I didn't know he was in somewhere. I thought he was
He
actually being
put himself
crushed
in
by
one of the
a giant
baskets.
rock.
No, he put himself in one of those waste baskets. What an
It
idiot.
is a plant vase.
It was a
It's not
plant
empty.
face.
I figured.
I like the shoop that was playing while they were trying to get him out.
Yeah,
Shoop,
there you go.
shoop.
How did first of all, how did he get in there? What was he
'Cause he's
doing?
an
idiot.
What was
idiot.
that
Thought he could
anyway? Was it a
fit.
party?
So we
First
were
of all, everyone was drunk, it seemed. So anything
He
could
seems like
happen.
one of those guys who didn't realize that he got fat, and then he was like, I could do this, and then he just got stuck, and he's like, suck it in, and he can't suck it in.
It was like a January stunt. It happened after
You know what?
after the holidays. Like,
I'll put
all
more
those
context into it.
chocolates.
He is a small man. He is a what's the proper term for small?
Don't say the height because I might be considered a small man.
Well, I am too. I mean, I guess mini versions of us.
Okay, it's smaller than me. Okay, let's go.
Just Paolo just said suction.
Suction.
But how did he got there? I mean, what's he doing? Is he hiding? They're playing hide and seek or something? So I mean, first of all, he's not gonna hide himself on that freaking plant. And where's the plant? It's just a vase lying around, and he went in there. Suction.
Oh,
I'm more interested in how he got out of the vase.
he's like Baby
Well-
Legs. He's like that character, Baby Legs.
I mean, it's a vase. I mean, how much is the vase? Just smash the damn thing.
He's
right?
kind of screaming that his sweater is stuck, but his knees are probably bent in there and just dodged into
Oh.
that curve maybe, and he couldn't get out.
So, what people will do right now. He has a sweater, so he's one of those guys who actually fold the sweater in the waist, right? And then he got stuck. That's interesting. See how weird this sex segment here. We're just throwing
This is
some shit there.
you stumped us with this one.
I like
Yeah,
how he's
yeah.
getting mad at people helping him. It's like,
Yeah.
suck it in. Why?
I mean,
Why
would
didn't they
you
just
guys
break
help
the
a
vase?
person who's yelling at you? He seems to be yelling at everyone.
Maybe he's
He's
got
probably
no
enjoying
legs and it's a
himself
fit.
being in there. So I mean, I will definitely help him. I one of those persons that I see it. I'm gonna try my best to help that guy, but the guy seems to don't want any help. So
Yeah, but I'd be the guy who
don't know.
helped him and broke his legs by accident. What are you doing? Quit pulling! Quit
that
pulling!
can happen.
I'm the person that just walks by being like, you're a fucking idiot, and just keeps walking. And then takes up my phone and starts like,
I think
filming.
you're the person that's recording it. That was you.
Yeah,
You
like,
know,
what?
who was posting it on Instagram. Yes, exactly.
You know how everyone pulls out their phone when something's going on and nobody helps anymore?
Nobody helps.
Mhm.
They just
Isn't
want
that
the.
crazy,
I
though?
want the follows. I want the.
Well, even if you see people posting about this hate crimes, right? Like they see. I mean, I follow this account in Instagram, wherein a lot of Asian hates is happening. It's just people just gonna record it. But why couldn't you just go there? You're close enough to help them. You know, it's crazy what we have right now in terms of social media, and it's just the technology.
Well, and people just want to do something, like they want to take videos for likes and they don't really care about what's really happening. But I actually had an instance, what was it, a couple months ago, where we had a belligerent woman come on a bus, and I happened to catch a bus by high school, and this young girl was sitting on the bus minding her own business, and I ended up sitting behind her, and this belligerent woman who obviously was having a mental health episode got onto the bus, didn't pay for it. Bus driver looked at her, was like, what are you doing? And then he was going to just never mind, and he did start the bus because she started yelling, and then she started swearing at people and started picking random people. But then she picked on this random girl minding her own business sitting in front of me.
Wow.
So I, being the big mouth that I am, said enough, and she actually ended up getting up from her seat, coming up the stairs and coming into my face. And luckily,
Whoa.
this guy behind me, before I sat there, I was sitting there for a second being like, oh man, I'm to get up and slap this bitch. And then I was like, so I'm thinking this. And while I was thinking this guy behind me gets up and pushes her off me, then goes to the front of the bus because the bus driver at this point stopped the bus and asked the bus driver for permission to throw her off and literally threw her off the bus. And I've never seen that in all my, and I've been riding the bus here for over 20 years in my city just because I've always lived and worked downtown. So it's just easier for me just to catch, if I'm going somewhere fast. But yeah, so I have no issue saying something to my detriment, unfortunately. But not a lot of people
Yeah.
have that anymore, so it sucks.
Do you guys think that before the phones, right, and in the internet, do you guys think that this is already happening in the world? It's just right now it's more amplified because we have these means of exposing it. Before, nobody knows about this, but now, I mean, it's good and bad, right? We could help. I think for me, it could help exposing the truth on some others, but also on the other side, it also becomes a problem.
Yeah, because you can't control what is being shown and what's right and what's, you know what I mean? Like somebody is
Yep.
going to show you their viewpoint and they can easily, have that in a way where it's not necessarily the truth or it's not the full truth or it's a half truth, right? So the
Right.
fact is that the information is such at your fingertips now that people can look, and most of the time we are all bad for it, that we sit there for hours on end scrolling, especially for me because my ADHD, I'm one of those doom scrollers that just go through. Luckily though, I have it where my algorithm brings up a lot of stuff for me, like cooking shows, a lot of plant stuff, so I'm finding a lot of good stuff as well. But it's kind of, I feel like because everyone has the access to that it feels like it's more rampant and it's out there, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's just
My
more
God.
in your face.
Oh my
So
God.
like
Exactly.
the racism is in your face. Like unfortunately, you'd hear it on the street. Now you're seeing it being fed to you. And especially if you end up watching a video, the algorithm's gonna keep feeding you that stuff, right? So
True. Yep.
True. Very
right.
true.
True.
I'm
At least that's how I feel.
I'm a break in real quick, and I don't know if anybody else got it. This anybody else get the super Christmas present from Cat Williams?
I have not seen that.
Just the fact that I watched one Cat Williams video of him going crazy on all these different peeps, and now I'm being fed this like super dark
Everything. Yeah.
algorithm all of a sudden, and I'm just like, what happened to my like cool stuff that I used to get? Now on TikTok, I'm like, it's like, hey, you want to watch something really dark or see something really now, like you said, it's these guys who are like, they're like going to the mall, they're going to a Walmart, and then they're watching like the guys come in and basically tear the place down, and they're just filming it,
And
And
they're
they're
not
just
doing
there
it.
to
Yeah.
film. They're only there to film it, It's like, and it's just like we're at this point where everyone is trying to be. It's like you're either trying to create content for TikTok, World Star, or you know what I mean. Like,
Yep.
it's you just, the more outlandish the better, the crazier the content the better, like because you're going to get 1 million views on TikTok or 1 million views on Instagram, and it's either going to propel that account, and you all of a sudden might get a dividend from it. And so people actually look at it as like a stipend, right? Is where they go, oh, that's money, that's quite literally money.
Yeah.
So
And I guess unfortunately for us that have kids, I mean, probably we can process, like most of us can process how we grew up, right? But now our kids are seeing this. I don't think they can process it similarly as us, like, to actually weed out, hey, this is good, this is bad. That's why, when part of my philosophy on, raising my kids is that I need to explain to them. My dad did not do that. I have to figure it out on my own. But now it's like we're not spoon feeding them, but we're actually telling them or explaining to them some of it that you see. Some of it are good, some of it are bad. So our kids right now are the ones really, I would say, suffering. Don't get me wrong. There are some good things that come out with technology, how we are, but there's also things that affecting them, especially mentally and in how they process stress or things of that nature.
Well, they even said the same thing about our generation when technology started becoming a little bit more rampant, especially in schools and stuff. They were always worried about how it was going to affect us. And here we are now, and in our late 30s, 40s, 50s, or whatever. And we're also still trying to figure out, well, this
Right.
is healthy. This is not healthy. This is true. This is not true. Right. Or this is for me. This is not for me. So I couldn't imagine being, I have a 24-year-old sister, and to see some of the stuff she used to post even like 5 years ago, I'm like, oh my God, Ange. But then I'm like, I look back on my stuff and I'm like, oh my God, I posted it on Facebook like 15 years ago. What was I thinking? But so it's just that whole like, it is. And I'm hoping that it just, because social media is still kind of in its newer, like what it's like, Facebook is 15 years old, 16 years old. Instagram is 13, you know what I mean? Like we're still kind of getting to know it. I feel
Yes.
like hopefully,
Now
unless they
TikTok's coming
continue.
in. Yeah.
Well, that's what I
yeah.
mean. Unless they continue making all these new apps. And like that's the thing. I told me and Etan, we're like, we're not going on TikTok with our attention span. We're gonna be like obsessed. And lo and behold, there are nights when we're sitting there like and it's like there are some things where we have learned some things and it's funny, we have good laughs on it too, but it's nice if you use it as a as like chilling and relaxing, but if it's like a continuous, then
Yeah. Yeah, the fun stuff like TikTok from Gus. I watch Gus TikTok because he posted stuff that he's dancing. So that's the only thing I actually.
Gus
That's
is a
why I'm
dancer.
TikTok. He used to be.
No.
Well,
He's
he still dances.
unbelievable.
Yeah. So
No,
you
I'm gonna have to follow you.
he's a b-boy like back in the day.
I love B-boys.
Break
B-boys
dancing.
are-
Yeah.
Bus boy.
We actually have a
We
lot of
love
good
b-boy. We love b-boys.
we have a lot of good
He's a
B-boys here in the
busboy
city.
for a
He's a
restaurant.
busboy.
That's what he said. Well, DJ, any other like lighter news right now on Beyond the Neighborhood? That was a great conversation.
That was a great
Yeah.
conversation, and yeah, I think we'll end it at that because a lot of insights from our guests really that are,
Mhm.
for me, social media or phones are the new smoking.
Hmm.
It's an addiction.
Oh, that's actually good. Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it.
But
yeah.
you need it though. Like that's the thing, is that it's become a necessity.
It
You do
really
your
is.
banking. You
It
do like
replaced everything, but it's also
it's
replacing a vice like smoking.
Yeah. And it
Without a
helps you
doubt.
also the stress, right? So some of I used to smoke, so that's really helped me
Me too.
stress, right? So yeah, but everything that's over, it's always gonna be bad, right?
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. The only thing I don't like about phones is that when I wake up in the morning and my phone is at my back, it really hurts.
Why is your phone in your back?
Yeah, why are you
Because I don't know
Oh, you
where I
fall
left
asleep
it.
and you
when
fall
I'm
asleep and it
sleeping.
falls
You fell
beside you.
asleep. Yeah.
Do you put it in your back?
He was scrolling
Oh,
on
shit.
social media and he fell asleep. Yeah, poor guy.
Wow, that's gonna be Gus, you crack me up every time.
That's the best.
That's
We
awesome.
should.
Well,
Yeah.
So sorry, guys. Well, every episode we go over, I hate to cut. I know we could. I know Ethan also hosts a kind of talk show, right? And you guys go for hours. We want to go for hours. I think this conversation has been fun. We can go for another 2 hours, but I hate to cut it, guys.
Oh,
We're
no,
gonna
it's all good.
probably, ending it now. But before I let you go, can you guys promote your shows, your channels, IRLs or Twitch? Can you go tell who's watching? When are you on? I'll start with Nickie first.
So my schedule. Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for having me and asking me to be a part of this. I guess having E-Town was fun too. But we're always we're always available if you want to pick our brains. We have so much fun with you guys, seriously. And I was really looking forward to sitting down with you guys. This is actually our very first interview together as a
Oh my God.
Anyways, yeah. So it's
Quote?
Yeah, it's a couple. So my stream schedule is Tuesday, Thursdays, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then I usually go for about 3 hours, depending on if I get any raids. And then Saturdays, I do my Disco Saturdays. I was starting at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, but I have not been able to get a lot of my UK fam. And because of Clint E-Town's drum and bass connections, we've made a lot of friends over in the UK. So I'm thinking I might, oh, thanks, Flawless. I might up that time a little bit. Thanks for the follow, whoever followed me right there.
There you go.
And then a whole bunch of, raids. And I don't have anything scheduled for a couple more weeks, but yeah, other than that, I'm up.
Are you on NBHD soon? Like next few Sunday?
I don't think I have.
I have an opening on the 21st. If you want, go. Boyji's gonna hit you back. There you go. Or
The
E-Town.
next-
E-Town might do it too. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
next one
give it to
I
them.
have a Chicks in the Mix raid train, and then I have a Wheel Up House Music that
Okay.
weekend. But no, we will talk for sure. And of
Good,
course you'll
awesome.
see me on another NBHD raid train. Maybe we'll get E-Town doing the next one though, because he needs to play
I
some
would
more
love
house.
that.
Yes,
we'll work
please.
something out. He did that once, and I know he's gonna do it again.
He got mad at me too because I said I wasn't finding him good music.
I asked her, I was like, put me together some of your music. And she was just like, here, I'll give you the worst of my shit.
I did not give you the worst music. You just don't know where to find music on my
She was
stuff.
like, I got some compilations and here's all the B-sides. I was just like,
Maybe I could whip up like a DNB raid train one weekend. So I'm definitely gonna hit you up. So
I'm
E-Town,
totally
can
down.
you promote your channel?
I do Monday and Fridays are my set in stone schedule as of right now. And those are between 3 to 6 hour streams.
Woo.
And they kind of fluctuate inside. They've kind of been morning, and then they've been evening, and then they've been morning, and then they've been evening. It kind of fluctuates. Depends if Nikki and I have IRL gigs on the Friday, or if she takes on other gigs as well. So we've been kind of trying to be flexible with each other as streamers, right? So, and that helps because if we weren't, it would be hell on earth. So I do pop-ups a lot and get involved in raid trains and just generally on here. So I've been taking a bit of a break for the last couple weeks, but I've been back on more so in the last few days. So yeah, excited.
You're doing a just chatting also show, right?
It's on hiatus. It's on hiatus right now. You know, it's like you said at the beginning of the show. It takes a lot of work to do,
Yep.
and you have to be ready. You have to be in the perfect mindset. You know, and you've got to be completely sharp and on the ball. And so after a year, I just realized that it just needs a bit of a breather. You know, I need a reset just to mentally get back to the thing that I love the most, which is DJing.
Mhm.
And I'm a DJ first and foremost. Not everyone wants to always hear someone ramble on for hours either. So.
That's a lie.
So things could be shortened, you know, and they'll be like if and when it comes back, it would be obviously changed a little bit because like you
Nice.
guys, the one thing I like about what you just have done here is you're leaving on a high note, right? Always good to leave on a high note. So on that note,
Yeah, that's great. Maybe you can be a co-host on one episode, when one of us are out. So
sure.
we'll hit you up with
Sounds good.
that.
Put him
Well,
to
thanks.
work.
Yeah.
Put me to work.
Well,
You can use and abuse him anytime you want.
Well, thanks, Nikki.
You're
Appreciate it.
well, you guys have been phenomenal. Thank you so much, and again, for being on this show, it's been fun. I know I can speak for the boys. We could talk for more hours. We need to cut it short. Thank you, and I'll see you guys on the Twitch streets.
And
Sounds
thank you
good,
for
you guys.
having us,
Thank you so
guys.
much for having us.
Appreciate you
All
guys.
right. Appreciate it. Yep.
Okay.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.
See you
Thanks
soon.
again.
All right, that was fun, huh, guys? So that was a blast.
Very insightful.
Not
Yeah.
yeah. We have the last segment. Do we have time for the last segment?
We
For
gotta
no dumb
do it.
question?
We gotta do it.
We gotta do it. So this
We
is
gotta
a fun segment. Everybody stick around. This is where you ask your question. The segment is called No Dumb Questions. All right, Gus, take it away.
Welcome to No Damn Questions. Yep. So I guess do we have our first question on the chat? Let me see. Okay, I guess I don't see anything. Let me just go to my list. Okay, I guess first question that we have is what do you think will be 2024's music trend will be from the commercial side and from the house music side? I guess let's start with commercial, right? So, Mr. Coops, you can try
You
it.
have the
Or
wrong. Yeah,
sound decision, I guess.
I will go with sound decision on this one because
Yeah.
he's more on the music, right? I'm more of I have to think about that.
Yeah. Eh, tough to answer. Commercial side, we just go where people go. I mean, TikTok's a big part of it. Whatever's played there.
Yeah.
I can see more. Actually, I can see more DNB coming into the. Well, this might be bad news. like,
Mm.
you know how in some of the TikTok videos it's either they slow down songs or they speed it up so the
Mhm.
pitch changes. I think that's gonna be somewhere around the corner. But on the dance music side, I continue to see the decline of tech house, and
Oh,
we're gonna see more vocals again from the underground side. I don't know what's gonna happen,
Mm.
So, well, it's just a prediction. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
yeah, I think I agree with that. A lot of like the harder stuff are actually coming in now. DNB or just hard techno, right? I know a DJ, a friend of ours who I work with, um, now venturing more into techno. So I think that's where, and that those are the younger kids are the younger ones are actually going into. So I think you're right. That's going to be on the harder stuff.
Yeah, for if I have a solo set, I'll go techno. I won't do anything
Yes.
else right now. I don't know, Gus. What's you're kind of more into the soulful, funky stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's fun to
Soulful
listen.
hip house. Yep.
There you
So
go.
yeah. And then from a commercial, I guess it's still gonna be probably more K-pop. I think.
Oh yeah, those are huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I see one dumb question. This is actually one of the few that I would like to answer that are kind of different from the last episode. It's from Nutmeg and Spice.
Huh.
Would you rather be stuck in a romantic comedy with your worst enemy or a horror movie with your best friend?
Hmm.
Okay.
It's a nice one.
So this is you want to start with this, Gus?
Yeah, let him go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gus. I would like to know
Um,
what your answer is.
I guess horror movie with your best friend, because you never know what happens on horror movies. I mean, you could be best friend and then you came out being more than best friends after that horror movie. Never know.
I think you have personal
More than
experience
best
with that.
friend.
Yeah, that's based on my experience. Sorry. Yeah.
I think you married someone. You
What
married
kind of
Yeah.
horror
someone.
movies are you going? I mean,
That's the what's that? Sixth Sense, you know. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think his story is very relatable.
Yeah. I mean,
Sixth sense
horror
with
movie.
somebody,
Yeah,
and,
horror
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
have
movie.
two kids now.
yeah.
You
Because
don't
you
even
can be
have a time to
scared, and
think
then you
about
can
it.
hold your best friend's hand, and then after that, you're not best friend anymore. There you go.
Uh, okay. All right. I'll answer next. So my answer is actually my answer is actually the same as Lola's child. Can I do both? Because I think a romantic comedy with my worst enemy can turn into a horror movie and we become best friends. I think that for me that's my ideal.
Smart
I want to do
answer.
both.
Very smart answer.
How about you,
I'll
DJ
I'll go
Pat?
with horror movie because I have real life experience too with my best buddies. Uh, really, we've been haunted by ghosts many times back in the day. So, I feel like I've been through it. There's one time we ran. Everyone ran. We were in the park, and then suddenly, you know how Manila is. It's
Yeah.
warm, and then there was a breeze where the
Mm.
temperature dropped like 25 degrees, and then the leaves were there was wind, but the leaves were going this way instead of going that way. And we all felt something. Everybody ran, and they all ran.
Right.
We each ran separate ways, so that wasn't like a best
And then you
friend.
become worse enemies. And then because, why did you run? Why did you leave me? Well,
The other
you'll
time
see.
was playing 5-on-5 basketball against, what do you call this? What's aswang in English?
Aswang, Aswang are native supernaturals in that
Yeah,
only exist
they're
in the Philippines,
supernatural.
I would say.
We played 5-on-5 basketball in the province, and the hoops were 11 foot tall, but these guys were flying, and their eyes were red, and they were flying, and
Uh,
I'm pretty sure they we were in a ghost town. True
wow.
story. And my teammates were my best friends.
Yeah. So they call
Unbelievable.
those, yeah, here in America, they call those drug addicts. We got a lot of those in West Philly. They can fly and
They
they get red eyes.
they could have been on meth. That's why they were
Yeah,
flying.
exactly. Well, you guys see how we all grew up, all three of us grew up in Manila, in the Philippines, how traumatic our childhoods are based on this answer.
Oh my goodness. There's so
Any more
many.
other questions, Gus?
Gus, you have questions for us.
Anything
Uh,
from the chatters?
yeah, let's see from the chat if there are some questions.
Uh, uh, just want to say hi on the chat. Thank you, everybody. I see Philly fam here. Ethan Dub, hi. I saw
Hey,
Marquesa.
Ethan Dub.
Yeah. Lola Child, you've been awesome on the chat. Who else is here that we haven't? All right. I have a spot here in Florida that's like that. It is an old turpentine camp, and the ghostly feeling hits everyone, including non-believers. Well,
See, I
okay.
told you these places exist. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Ethan, you like my Eagles? Although I don't like the game yesterday.
Any other
uh,
questions, Gus?
yeah. Any other questions? Guys, again,
Uh,
no dumb questions for that. There's the only dumb questions are the questions that are not asked. So fire away, guys. Any
um,
other
yeah,
canned
there's a
questions for
question
him?
in the chat. Why is everything now called organic? Hmm.
Because they're expensive. I will answer that. They're
Marketing, right?
expensive, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think it's just marketing. Because, I mean, frozen organic from China, that I don't think that's really organic.
Frozen or
Frozen organic from China, probably not, right?
Yeah, they just put organic on it, but it's frozen. So I guess that's not organic
yeah,
anymore. Yeah.
Organic dubstep. Is
Hey.
that more expensive to buy tracks?
yeah. So there is a question that the two of you can answer. Your stream, right? Don't stream. What? So what is your worst stream ever? And also the chat can answer this. If on the chat box if you want to. I will start with you, DJ Pat.
The worst stream ever. When I didn't know what I was doing, I was on this raid train from the UK. DJ Ravin's stream, and I overclocked what I was doing. I was putting on the highest settings possible, and it went sideways quick. The audio was fine, but the video was bad. So that distracts you from mixing when you're seeing yourself lagging behind on the video.
Yeah,
That was
that's
the
not fun.
worst. That was the worst stream, but figured it out right after people helped out, so that was cool from that community.
Gus, how about you? Any? Don't tell him it's the one that you don't wear a costume. But before you answer that, Gus, just to let everybody know, please follow Musoko Type Mo. He is one of the most fun stream on Twitch. He wears a costume every single stream, but he has a butt cam. Yes, a butt cam. You can switch with your redemption. So he wears from Moana to Hulk Hogan to Jake the Snake Roberts, you name it. He
And
has it.
he mixes it up too. Like the
He
fun part
mixes
is the
it up
hybrid
too, right?
costumes.
So
Yeah.
so just follow him. So Gus, what's your worst stream ever?
Worst stream ever. Not really worst, but I guess when I was like drinking during my stream, and eventually I'm really really tipsy and I was dancing, and then I tripped the plug of my computer. So good thing you were there, Mr. Coops, to raid it out quickly. But man, I didn't know what happened during that time. I was like, oops.
A funny thing about that, I rated out. He doesn't know because he was still streaming, and I already rated out because he didn't know that that everything just shut off. That was funny.
Ay, ay, ay. Yeah.
All right. Any other question from the audience?
What's your favorite coffee, guys? Before we move on to the chat,
What's my
currently,
fa-
how you guys are espresso people, so what's
Mhm.
your favorite prep right now, or brew, or whatever?
Phew, funnily enough, my favorite is an organic one that Grace buys for me.
But how do you prepare it?
Yes, yes.
How do
So
you
it's
prepare it?
it's more expensive, but it's less oil. That's what she said.
That's
But it's great
important.
though. I love it.
Yeah.
So she buys this subscription-based coffee. I have to I have to find out what's the name, but
No,
that
I
for
guess my
me is
question
great.
was, how do you prepare on the
Oh,
espresso?
sorry. So for me, I am a latte guy, right? Because I started doing making my own coffee, and a few months ago I got into latte art. So I started doing this, and it looks so easy when you watch like Instagram. Like, oh, this guy can make a dragon. Ooh, a butterfly. Shit, I can do that. So I started doing that. I know Gus started doing this, and the first thing I made was like, it's abstract cloud. You can tell, you can. It's up to you what it looks like,
That's the
and
art of
then
part of it.
yeah,
Looking
it's
into
the art.
it.
Then I got to a point wherein I can do different kinds of hearts and like a leaf,
It's
but
nice.
it's not similar to how these guys do it. So that's why I'm more into a latte.
Gus, your coffee prep?
Yeah. I try to do that art, but it's hard. It looks easy, but it's really hard to do. So I always end up drawing a dick on my coffee every time because that's easier. So
Did you say a dick?
yeah.
So the
Yeah, because you
an
just do
organic
two circles and then one like that, and then that's
from an
it.
organic milk, whole milk, right?
So you got this the dick pic on your coffee, and you're doing that every morning, sipping and looking at it. Nice.
Yeah, yeah, and I always give it to Daisy. It's like, here, take it. Yeah.
Here's my dick,
You,
Stacy.
you give it to your wife. Daisy's Gus's.
So you
Yeah,
your coffee art latte should have its own Instagram channel and just have one.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's
Oh,
a lot
that
of foam, so it's kind of like it's like really a 3D dick out there. Like,
all right. Any other
Can't
dick
beat that.
question? No, so no question. That's it. So I think there's no more questions, guys. This is so fun today. We hate to cut it. We always say we're only gonna do 90 minutes. We went over again and again. You guys think we should make this a 2-hour show because we always go 90 minutes.
Put it on the
So we're
poll,
gonna
Boy G, at NBHD on Twitch. Should the TGND go 2 hours?
yes. And thank you. We're doing this every Monday. If you want a guest on the show, if you have any suggestion, you whisper us or you hit us on IG, Instagram. We can get you in and get any kind of topic. So right now we're doing topics across our NBHD family. We call them the neighbors. So anything that you can suggest, please do so. Thank you. Uh, Gia, Pat, Gus, what else would you say? This has been great.
Nothing for me. Thank you, everyone, for being
thank
here.
you. Thank you for watching.
And thank you again, guys. This is the guys next door. Have a good week ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Funky Nickie and E-Town Junglist, for
Yep.
gracing
Yes,
the
thank
show.
you, Funky Nickie and
D-Town.
D-Town Junglist. While we put the team on, Boy G, you pick where to rate to. Up to you, buddy. Thank you so much, guys. Peace.
I've tried 1,000 tries, and there may be other guys. I've tried 1,000 tries. I've tried 1,000 tries.
Where we going? Where are we going? Any NBHD fam on? We can rate in there.
Welcome in, Mike Freak. Shout out to you, brother. Thanks for being here. Better late than never. Cheska is on.
Who?
Cheska Tunes. Chris Cut is on. Kemi is on.
Yeah, what are the usual? Let's go. Get a Shannon.
Go quick.
So we can
Go
bump
quick.
it
We
up.
got-
Go to Shannon.
We got people
Go to
coming
Shannon.
in. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Yo, I've tried 1,000 tries, and there may be other guys. I'll never compromise, and now I realize there may be other guys. I'll never compromise. I've tried 1,000 tries, and now I realize I've tried 1,000 tries, and there may be other guys. I'll never compromise, and now I realize there may be other guys. I'll never compromise. I've tried